Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom to the 12 tribes of Yasha Allah, giving, of course, all honor, glory, and praise unto the Most High God, Yahweh, in the names of Meganson, Yahawashi, this brother Yasha Allah. And I'm going to get straight into this, all right? This is basically going into John 14 and verse 27. And I want to read this precept real quick. It says what? Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Because we know that in this truth there is peace. When believing in Hamashiach Yahawashi, we have peace. But in the world, you're not going to have any type of peace. Without Yahawashi, without believing in this truth, you're not going to have any peace. Right? And what do I mean by that? When you go to John 16, last verse to verse 33, it says what? These things I have spoken unto you, that ye might have peace. That in me ye might have peace. What peace of what? Peace of mind. We know that even in the book of Matthew, it tells you that the kingdom of heaven suffered violence until now, right? So those of us that's in this truth are nevertheless going to suffer persecution, suffer affliction, etc., etc. But what we don't, the thing that we have that the world does not have is peace of mind, because it says this: these things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world, ye shall have tribulation. So when you're in the world, you're going to have tribulation. You know, you don't believe in Hamashiach Yahawashi. You don't believe in this truth. You don't believe in the Bible. You don't know what to believe. You're covering yourself with all manner type of doctrine. You might be covering yourself with Islam. You might be covering yourself with Babylonianism. Do as thou wilt spirit. You know, whatever type of doctrine, philosophy you want to create in your own mind, that's what you're comforting yourself with. You're trying to comfort your soul with. But it can't be comforted like that. We know that when we believe in Hamashiach Yahawashi, and we believe in his truth, we believe in the Holy Bible, that's peace, right? It's peace. There's peace of mind. There's peace of mind in knowing, okay, there's a kingdom of heaven and waiting for the elect. There's peace of mind in knowing that. But in the world, if you don't believe in that, you're going to try to save the earth. You're going to try to save the earth. You're going to try to fund SpaceX, so they can try to find a different, planet to inhabit, or try to go to Mars, because the earth is just waxing older and older, So in the world, people don't have tribulation, or it's like in the world, people have tribulation. They don't have peace of mind because they don't have the faith of the Most High. Don't believe in Yahawashi, right? Yahawashi gives us peace, in terms of, in all ways. Right? Peace of mind in the fact that we have grace, right? We're not stressing over every jot and every tittle of the law, right? And also what? We're in captivity. So, but through Yahawashi and through his belief, through our belief in him, we're able to have peace in this world full of tribulation, peace of mind. Because even the apostles, like, let's take Peter. Peter, when he died, he had peace of mind. Even though he was martyred, but he knew that he would have a crown waiting for him, right? Let's go to the book of 2 Timothy. Even Paul, right? Towards the latter end of his life, when he knew he was going to die, he was at peace, because he understood that after that, because of him being martyred, he's going to have a crown awaiting for him. So let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 6. For I am now ready to be offered. So Paul, just look at it like that, or just look at it right here. It says, "For I am now ready to be offered." He said, "I'm ready to be offered. I'm ready to die." How many men can actually say that in this world? Especially those that's outside of this truth. How many people are just going to say that? I'm ready to die, and they actually mean that? Because when Paul said this, he really meant it. He really meant it. It says, "For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness." So there's laid up for a crown of righteousness for Paul, because he had the faith, right? He kept the faith unto the end. He had peace of mind, right? It says what? "Which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing." You see that? So So by him believing in Yahawashi and his words, he had peace of mind at the latter end of his death. He was ready, he was ready. But a lot of people, they would stress over that. They will stress on the fact that, because, Paul was then there on death row. He died by being what? Decapitated with his head chopped off, right? That's how Paul was martyred. But nevertheless, he had peace of mind because he understood that, okay, after this, I'm going to just get a crown anyway. I'm the elect anyway. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, he chose me. And so in this world of full of tribulation and anguish and pain and sorrow, we actually have something to look forward to and something to give us hope in this world, man. Because without Yahawashi, there's no light. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. There's no light. There's no hope. There's nothing. It's like I want to John, chapter 8, verse 12. Then spake Yahawashi again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. So if we follow Yahawashi, we're going to have that light of life. We're going to know where we're going. Because look, if you're in a dark place, you don't know where you're going, you're going to be stressed. You're going to be stressed out because you don't know where you're going. Your next step could be a ditch. Your next step could be off a cliff. You don't know. You're in the darkness. You're going to be stressing out. But if you have that light, you know what I'm saying, in a room full of darkness, you light up that room, you understand, with that light, you're not going to be as stressed as that dude that can't see a thing. Because now you see. What do you need to be stressed about? What are you nervous about? You can see now. You can maneuver, right? So it's the same thing with this truth. This truth gives you the light through the Spirit. And so it lighted your eyes. Let's go to the book of Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 18, right? And it gives you hope in this world, all right? Not to save this world, but rather, that we have a world awaiting for us to come, wherein dwelleth righteousness, as Peter also says in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, right? But let's go to Ephesians chapter 1, verse 18. The eyes of your understanding being enlightened, that ye may know what is the hope of his calling. Check that out, the hope of his calling, right? Because, again, what I say, when you believe in Yahawashi, now we have hope, right? It says, and what the riches of the glory of his inheritance in the saints, and what is the exceeding greatness of his power to usward who believe according to the working of his mighty power. You see that? But nevertheless, it said, what the eyes of your understanding being enlightened. So that's what we want. And the Most High, if you're in the truth, the Most High has enlightened your eyes. Yeah, now you can see. Because when you really look at people in the world, certain people in the world without this truth, their lives is for real depressing, and it's really without a purpose. This truth gives you a purpose. It gives you light. It gives you hope. It gives you peace of mind. Understanding that, okay, here's another big thing. Certain things might happen in your life. But if you understand that everything's of the Most High and that everything was already preordained for that to happen and everything is happening for a reason, that also gives you what? A peace of mind. That also gives you peace of mind. That also gives you the feeling of being optimistic about even the most dire situations. By what? Solely just believing in the words of the Most High. So the words of the Most High can do so much for us in this world right now. And though we do not seek to save this world, we do look forward to the world to come. And this word is really the only thing that's going to be able to get us through this world right now, this captivity that we're in right now. It's really this word. I'm not talking about Catholicism. I'm not talking about Christianity. Okay, I'm not talking about that. Because that's only going to, that's only going to give you a little peace. We're talking about the peace fully of the Most High, right? And what I mean by that is Christianity is just going to tell you what you want to hear. The Most High is going to tell you what you don't want to hear and what you do want to hear. Because he's going to tell you both sides. See, Satan, he only tells you one side of the story. The Most High is going to tell you all sides of the story. So, and that's just taking the good with the bad. But nevertheless, going back to the topic is, nevertheless, believing in Yahawashi, let me go back to that precept. is going to give us peace through the Spirit, right? John chapter 14 and verse number 27. Peace I leave with you. Peace, because now we know our nationality. Now we know our culture, our heritage. Now we understand why bad things are happening to us. Now we understand that we've been lied to about doctrine, the Trinity, Immaculate Conception. You understand the law being done away with. See, in the world we were confused, but now we understand. Now we know, right? It says, and that's that peace right there. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world give it, because the world is going to give you this form of peace that is artificial. We're talking about this peace of the Most High, right? And what does even the word shalom or shalom or shalom mean? It means peace. So we're literally striving, all right? Or I shouldn't really say striving, because we have it. You believe in Yahawashi, you're going to have that shalom, right? It says what? Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid, right? I'm going to just end it off with this. In the book of Matthew, chapter 11, and verse 28, because it says what? Come unto me, all ye that labor and heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. See, in the world we were heavy laden with what? Our iniquities, our sins, laden with problems from the world, you know, presumptions of doctrines and philosophies. We were laden, heavy laden. But the Most High, he gave us rest. There's rest in Yahawashi. There's a refuge in the Most High. Someone that you can look to, you know. It says, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So that rest and that peace is really the same thing. How can you have peace but no rest? Because, I mean, they go hand in hand. When you're resting, you're at peace. When you're upon your bed and you're having the best sleep of your life, you're at peace. So you can't really have necessarily the one without the other. If you have peace, then you're pretty much at rest. If you have rest, you pretty much have peace. It's really, it go hand in hand. So this rest that the Most High is talking about, or Yahawashi rather, in this verse, it really goes back into that peace that he gives us. It's the same thing. So with that, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem HaMashiach wa Malaki Yahawashi. Lord willing, this is edifying through the Spirit. Brother Yasha Allah. Shalom.